Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my presentation on why resume writing skills are so important. My name is Corey Daniels, and I will be your speaker for today. A little bit about myself. I'm a Navy veteran. I served my country for 20 years, and now I'm currently enrolled in the University of North Florida. My major is business management. So I want to talk to you about resume writing skills and why they are so important. And if you're in a job and you're looking for a job, looking for a good job, your resume is very important. And your skills that you need for your resume, you have to develop them. They're just not given to you. All right, so a recent survey found out that 45% of hiring managers spend less than 1 minute on each resume. Can you imagine that? 1 minute. So you have 10 to 20 seconds to persuade an expected employer, to further read on for your resume. Okay? So within that 10 to 20 seconds, you have to have something within your resume to catch their attention, to keep them further from reading on to it, and also want to get you an interview. Okay? So listen, I work with several managers and professional outplace managers. And we sat down, we talked about the do's and don'ts of resume writing, the formats, which one is correct. And I came through with all those meetings talking about why the resume is so difficult for people to get a handle on. And the answer to that question was their resume writing skill was not up to par. So during my presentation, I'm going to go through a lot of the nuances to show you why it is so important that you have those skills to get a perfect resume in order for you to get your dream job. Because without that resume, you won't get your dream job. So first and foremost, you need to understand what a resume is. Okay? It's a record. It's a record about you. It's personal about you. Okay? It shows you and your expected employer, what's your objective. Maybe you want to be a nurse. Maybe you want to be a security guard. Maybe you want to be an automotive technician. Okay? If your resume doesn't dictate that, how do they know you actually want that job? How do they know if this applicant is the correct person for this job? Additionally, it's a snapshot of your work life. Okay, so if you had 4 jobs, 5 jobs, or maybe 2 jobs in the past, all those jobs need to be listed on your resume. The more work experience that you have, the better chance you are at getting a job. So being able to summarize your work history, outline your skills and traits, and could help you qualify for future work. Without the ability to do that, your resume is pretty much a shell of itself. You will not be able to get your foot in the door per se. So let me get started in more detail about other things that you need for your resume writing skills, like your audience, who you're addressing. So in today's age, instead of going out there pounding the pavement, we go out and post our resumes online. Monster, Indeed, LinkedIn, and so forth. So with that being said, once you do that, once you post your resume, it's available to everybody. Okay? Everybody. So with that being said, you need to write your resume in English. And you guys look at me like, what you mean in English? English is our language. Yes, it is. But when you use jargon that people don't understand but you, such as military jargon or nursing jargon, that only you understand, then me as an employer, I wouldn't read your resume at all, okay? I would just put it to the side. So put it in English. That's one of the biggest tips I can tell you. Next, how you get started on resume development. So you brainstorm. That's first and foremost. Get all the information you can, do all the research that you can, and put it on paper. Okay? Once you put it on paper, hopefully it turns out to be a resume. And then you take it to network meetings. So you get critiques on how your resume looks. Okay? And once you get those critiques, you come back home, you sit down, and you polish your resume from the critiques that you learned from different meetings. So that's how you build your resume. Additionally, you also need to compare resume formats, okay? So there's 3 different types of resume formats. I'm gonna go through them quickly. First is your chronological format, as you have in your hand. Just take a look at it, please. This emphasizes the functional position held, the activity's name, and associated responsibility in reverse chronological order. Okay? And then next, you have your functional format, which places emphasis on the relevant strengths learned during your work life, and with not mention of the jobs you held. And lastly, you have a combination format, which is my favorite. It incorporates the best of each with a heavy focus on the strengths relevant to your position that you are seeking. So those are the 3. Now, although I'm going to have somewhat of the same information, but if you have the correct resume writing skills, you know what information goes in which format and how to write per that format. Those are the skills that you need for a successful resume. You need to quantify your accomplishments. Okay? When I mean quantify your accomplishment, it's okay to be a commanding officer of a ship or be a CEO of a business. That's a great accomplishment. But for a resume, they need to know what did you do in that position. Okay? Quantify the results that you did in that position. And I have 3 steps to help you quantify those results. Okay, so the first step is you identify the problem. You need to find out what's wrong or what needs to be fixed. Once you do that, you come up with a solution. Once you have that solution, you need to quantify all the things from step 1 to step 2 that affected that problem and how you fixed it. And finally, you state your actions, okay? You put everything that you did to solve that problem in English so that everyone can understand it. And to help you with resume writing, I suggest that you guys either attend a resume writing workshop or seminar, or get one-on-one training from a trained professional. Doing those 2 things will enable you to have a great resume, get your foot in the door, and maybe get that interview that you so nearly want. Because that is what you're striving for, is to get that interview. A resume will not get you the job, but it will get your foot in the door. And without the correct resume writing skills, you won't be able to do that. So that's all the time I have for now. I thank you guys for coming out. And if you have any question about resume writing skills, please just let me know. Thank you.